Hello and welcome to another hard antler hunting video. In this video I take this Tikka 7mm Remington Magnum out to the range and verify it all the way out to 660 yards. This is not my rifle, I'm doing this for someone. It is quite a nice rifle with a Swarovski scope using the 162 ELD-match. So let's go. Unfortunately, the wind that day was unbearable, so I'm going to voice over all the videos and just explain what's happening in each one. But before we actually get into the range work done on this rifle, I'm going to go over the componentry, powder, cases, primers, and the charge weights that we were working with to get this rifle good. So the load that shot the best was 73.1 grains of AR2225, which is basically retumbo. It's the same powder. Running the 162 ELD-match to the lands was an overall length of 3.435 inches. But the magazine on this rifle was 3.35 total overall length. So this projectile was going to be jumping 90 to 95 thousandths. This would mean I would have no adjustment in going closer or further away from the lands to improve accuracy. I was only relying on powder charge weight. Through the powder charges, the group started at 3.2 inches and found a very tight node that went down to 0.53 inch. The node was so narrow that by 0.3 of a grain less or 0.3 of a grain higher changed into a 1.8 to 2.3 inch group. Alright, the Tikka just shot duplicate 2956. Not quite touching, but probably half an inch. So I'll give you the actual powder charge that was. I think it's coming up closer to 73 grains. It just all seems to be settling in a bit better, and I gapped that third shot by about 10 minutes, and the barrel's still a bit warm, but it still put it into that inch. So with a good group, it was now time to set up a gong, get this thing zeroed and verified. We wanted to zero this rifle at 260 yards so that we could make the Swarovski MOA ballistic turret with the zero stop, which gave 13 MOA travel. This is a small 10-inch gong that's been placed at exactly 260 yards, ready for zeroing. Looks to me that they're probably an inch and a bit apart. Here we go, guys. This is my 284 up here, shooting a bit high. But here's the 270. Here's the 7mm Remag. 2 shots. Aiming directly central. We got quite a bit of wind today, so just pushing it over to a couple of inches. This is 668 yards and the wind is ripping. I overcalculated this first shot. I had 42 inches of wind drift using the reticle and the Swarovski scope, which is great. And I took my first shot and I was about 6 inches too generous for my wind hold. Second shot was on the money and I was very, very happy with the height and also my wind hold. That rock was the size of my open hand.